Hey, it's Karen from Scarlette Coaching, and in this video, I am going to give you a foolproof plan that you can use on the day of your gig so that you crush it every single time you've got to step on stage. Okay, so let's start with sleep. Ideally, you want to wake up feeling revived and refreshed. So try and get an early night. If you don't have to set an alarm and you can wake up naturally, don't set an alarm. When it comes to breakfast, I'd recommend that you have a really healthy, nutritious, slow energy releasing breakfast. So something like porridge with some manuka honey, some nuts, some fresh fruit. Okay, so if you're feeling sluggish and tired because you didn't sleep that great, or maybe you're actually feeling a bit nervous, either way, I'd recommend you go for a walk, because a walk is going to be great if you've got loads of adrenaline. It's going to help you burn off some of that adrenaline. And if you're feeling sluggish, it's going to help invigorate you. It's going to help wake you up. If you can, go for a walk in nature, breathe in the beauty. It's going to really help you feel good. Personally, I like to do my gratitude list when I walk. It really helps me get into a great positive frame of mind. So, I just list 10, 12 things that I'm really, really grateful for. And then I might do my positive affirmations. So for example, that might be, I love and approve of myself as a singer. Singing is fun and easy, whatever it is that, works for you. Okay, so when you've got back from your walk, you might want to do a little bit of yoga. You might want to do a little bit of qigong. Entirely up to you. I would then at this point recommend that you do just a 10-minute vocal warm-up, just to start waking your voice up. So, up to you, but I would recommend that you don't go crazy here. I like to start with a breathing exercise, and then I would probably be predominantly doing semi-occluded vocal exercises. So tongue trills, lip bubbles, humming. I'd probably do a 5-note major scale with an arpeggio, and that's what I would do. So at this point, you might want to run through your set, or you might want to run through aspects of your set, but do it lightly. You don't want to sing yourself out, so just mark what you want to mark. Now, it might be lunchtime, so you might want to have, again, a nutritious, a light lunch. I would not recommend that you have a beef burger with fries and onion rings. Probably not the best idea. So maybe a salad, or maybe a risotto, something like that. Now, if you can, I then recommend that you have a rest. It's going to be a long night. You're gonna burn loads of energy. You want to look after yourself as much as you can. So if you can, have a little power nap, or maybe just shove the telly on for half an hour. But just relax. Focus on your breathing if you're feeling tense. Maybe it's at this point you want to be doing the calm circuits exercise that's covered in my Voice Unleashed course, or maybe a visualization, or a box breathing exercise, something like that. Okay, so now we're into the afternoon. This is where you're going to start getting super organized. This is where you're going to prepare hard so that you can fight easy at the gig. Make a checklist. What do you need to take to the gig, right? And pack it. Don't leave it to the last minute. So, you might have mic stand, microphone, PA, lyric book, vocal zone, whatever it is, make your list and pack it up. Prepare in good time. Gig clothes, whatever. So then, same kind of thing. Make sure that you allow loads of time. So I had a gig recently. It was in London. Sat nav the night before said it would take me an hour to get there. I thought, okay, that's fine. I'm going to allow an hour and 40 minutes because that kind of allows for 30 minutes of traffic. It allows me 10 minutes of parking, loads of time, be fine. It took me 2.5 hours to get to this gig. Thankfully, the sound check was really early, so it was fine. But, a reminder to me, right? I should have allowed a bit more time. It was London traffic after all, which is unpredictable. So make sure that you don't just allow time for traffic, you allow time for traffic and then some. Okay, so when you're packed up, you're ready to go, head off to your gig. When you get to the venue, take your time, okay? Often when we get to a venue, it's really easy to kind of start getting a bit frantic and a bit hyper because the adrenaline starts to kick in. So the first thing I'd recommend you do is just take a minute to take in the surroundings, okay? work out where the toilet is, work out, where your area is. Do you have a backstage? If you don't, that's fine. But maybe you're going to get yourself a corner of the room where you've got your, a table and a chair to sit in. Just make yourself at home a little bit. I'd also recommend that you introduce yourself to whoever's at the venue, be it bar staff or waiting staff, sound guys, because these guys are going to be your team for the evening, okay? And you want your team to be on your side. You want to have as good a rapport with them as possible. So once you've done that, then you might want to practice your walk to the stage. How are you going to get to the stage? Is there anything you need to be mindful of? Will the lights be down? Maybe there's some trip hazards, whatever. Just take it all in. So then when you get to sound check, very often sound check guys are usually in a rush. They usually want to get on with it. They usually want to get it done quick. So even if you're told you don't have long to sound check, or maybe you're told you've just got a line check, that's absolutely fine, but you're still going to take your time, and that's okay. And that's not you being a diva or a prima donna. It's just you being professional. So if you only have a quick sound check, I'd still recommend that you take a little bit of time just to kind of go through the extremes of your set. So maybe you've got a really fast, loud song that's really big and belty singing. So maybe check a verse and a chorus of that. Check how it sounds on stage. Can you hear yourself enough? Is it too loud? And then also check the other extreme, because maybe you've got a really quiet, beautiful ballad. So, you want to make sure that you can definitely hear yourself in that ballad. And if the volume massively drops on stage, have a chat to the sound guy. Maybe give him a copy of the set list so that you can make a note of, this one's really loud, needs to come down a bit, or this one's really quiet, needs to come up a little bit. Either way, as I said, this is not about you being a prima donna or anything like that. It's about you being professional. I mean, obviously, if you get loads of time to sound check, what I would say there is, again, there's no need to run through the entire set, but do enough that you feel comfortable, that you start to relax a little bit, okay, without singing yourself out. Okay, sound check is done. Now, this is totally personal, but for me, I like to leave the venue, even if it's only for 10 minutes and I go for a walk around the block. I just like to exit so that, you've just stepped out of it, because I find it all gets a bit too much. So, step out, go for a walk, go for dinner, whatever. I would recommend that you abstain from alcohol. Now, I know that there are loads of people who actually advocate having a drink before a gig, and I'm certainly not going to judge anybody. Different things work for different people. But from, the point of view of a vocal coach here, alcohol is not a great thing to shove into your system when you're going to sing. It does dehydrate your voice. But also, as your courage increases, as the Dutch courage kicks in, you're going to lose some control of your voice, right? Your pitching might be affected, your ear might be affected. As I say, your control might be affected, your coordination, all of these things alcohol can have an effect on. So, I would say abstain from alcohol if you can. Personally, I absolutely love a pint, but after the gig. Okay, so then you come back to the venue. Now, same thing. Relax, be calm, take your time. Now, if you're doing an open mic night or something like that and you're kind of in the room with the other performers, it's absolutely fine when, of course we want to be supportive. Of course we do, to everybody else who's on stage. It's the polite thing to do, to be in the room, to support other people. But when you know that the person who is on before you is on, it's at that point that it's absolutely fine to take yourself off, just for a minute, to center yourself. Now, what do you do in that time? Where do you go? Totally depends on the venue. The classic is obviously the toilets. Ideally, you've got a backstage area. But just it's somewhere outside of the main performance room. And it's here that you might want to run through a visualization. You might want to do a breathing exercise. I would recommend that you do the superhero exercise that's in the course. And you ground yourself and you center yourself, ready to go on. So when you walk onto the stage, this is where, this is the moment, right? So the adrenaline will be high, the nerves will be there. Choose to be excited, okay? So hold your head up, walk tall, walk with purpose, go on the stage. Don't try and avoid people, don't do that, because you're kind of cutting yourself up. You want to connect with these guys. The more you connect to the audience, the better the gig's going to be. So walk up there smiling. When you smile, you're going to relax. When you smile at the audience and they smile back, they're going to relax. Everybody's going to feel better about the gig. Maybe when you walk up to the stage, you're hearing your own entrance music. Before a gig, I absolutely love playing Tina Turner songs because she gets me going, she gets me vibed up. There's a reason that boxers walk to the stage playing, powerful music that makes them feel strong. Same thing, whether you hear it in your head or you've been playing it beforehand, whatever. Be playful, be light, okay? So get onto the stage, take 3 deep breaths, smile at the audience, ground yourself out through your feet, and then let go, relax, choose to enjoy it, and smash it. I hope this video helps, I hope it serves, and I look forward to seeing you soon.